All right, guys. So it is the afternoon. Really don't matter. But anyway, so basically today I'm going to go over some of the projects that I'm working on, as well as show you the different yarns that come along with it. Well, not along with it, but the ones that I'm using. I do have, I have 4 knit bags for different projects, and so despite me not making a lot of content with my yarn and my knitting projects, I'm going to be working on that. I knit a lot, so I am going to show you in detail just a little bit more of what I'm working on. It has been a transition. I haven't gotten to knitting, haven't gotten to knit much from like mid-January all the way to like mid-March almost. I knitted some because you can't stay away from the needles, but I didn't get to knit as much as I would have liked and would have hoped to be, or at least have hoped to make progress with. I don't knit everything like everyone else. You know, I like to knit blankets and just blankets, so blankets take a while. I'm an acrylic girly because blankets are big, and if you know, you know, you know. Shout out to my hand dyers that dye the yarn. It's beautiful, but I can't pay y'all $30 a skein when I'm making blankets. So anyway, nonetheless, I have some really pretty colors. You know, and a lot of times I don't buy yarn unless it's on sale or if I actually have a project in mind. There have been some yarn skeins that I bought just because of the color, but generally speaking, 90% of the time it's because I see something with it. Even though I don't know how to read patterns, I do have a couple stitches that I do know how to do, and I do cable stitches and all those things. I know how to keep it flowing where it looks nice and neat. My goal this year is to learn maybe a couple more stitches, but I kind of like mindless knitting, which is basically where you don't really have a huge or a complicated pattern to follow, more freestyle anyway. So, but shout out to everyone who can knit with multiple colors, can knit with multiple types of yarn at once. Sometimes I see the people knitting and I see them like their fingers are just going. Not around here, partner. Not around here. But it gets done. So I'm going to get into it right now because I keep talking. So the first project, I'm going to start with the projects that I brought with me directly while we were traveling, moving from California to Vegas. We drove. The rest of our items were in a pod container, which included pretty much everything in here, as well as the rest of my yarn. So I just packed up one bag that I had 2 projects in, so I'm going to start with that. So I'm also going to insert somewhere along here so you can see the first part of the project, seeing how it looked back in November, December, and to where it's at now, okay?
You're in the jungle, man. You gotta use the power before some young lion tears you apart and takes it away from you.
Okay. Is this beautiful, beautiful color set here. I do have some cute little stitch markers on here, and I'll tag who I bought these from. No, you know what? Actually, I won't because I don't remember. But if you go on Etsy and look up the coffee ones, you'll find them. My other stitch markers, I'll show you guys who I got those from. I think I have their tag information. Anyway, sorry to go on and on. But this is this blanket here. So that Varsity Yellow in the Big Twist brand by Joann's. Ah, rest in peace to Joann's. Ah. Anyway, this is the Varsity Yellow. I have not stepped a foot into a Joann's because I heard it's like a disaster pit, but I don't want to go in there because I just don't want to see it. I don't want to accept the Joann's is closing, so I'm in denial still, so I ain't going in there. Then I also got Hobby Lobby. This is the I Love This yarn in the color Candy Stick Stash. So these are the 2 colors together. So this is it here. You know I gotta do it slow for my shorts now, listen. And this is the detail. And this is the detail. Alright. So, that is that. Now, I like to make my content. I chop and edit and screw, because listen, shout out to my people who make content all the time, baby. Listen, I'm going to do the best I can with it. Anyway, so now I'm going to show this again, just so that when I post the video about it, people can see it. All right, so that's this blanket. So the next blanket is all Big Twist yarn. First color we have here is the Big Twist, and it is in the color hot pink. The next one that we have is Big Twist yarn as well. Like I said, this is in the color slime. And the next color we have is also, once again, Big Twist. Big Twist. And this is the color cyan, CYAN. I don't know if I'm saying that right. So that's that. And then the color that you see mixed in there is, this is a Rainbow Bright. So initially when I first started the blanket, I was going to use a purple. And I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. Because if you look closely, okay, so if you look closely, now you can see the different colors in it. And I have purple, this purple, I have that color. But it didn't look right. It didn't quite flow to me. So I decided to use pink instead. So so, but this is it here. I'm gonna get some details real quick. So it's about as wide as the other blanket, just not as long, because we haven't worked on this one as much. But you'll see in the previous clip that this blanket has come a long way. I am really excited about this blanket. I love making blankets and I love bright colors. Like, despite me always wearing black, pink, bright blues, bright yellows, greens, I love those colors. So I just thought this was beautiful. I had a poncho years and years ago that was similar to this color, but this kind of just puts me in like retro Barbie, Lisa Frank. And I have another blanket as well that definitely will give you Lisa Frank vibes, okay? So that's that. Okay, so see, I was gonna do this color with it, but for some reason when I put the colors together, see, it just seemed like it dulled out, right? Like, okay, y'all see the colors? Y'all see the colors? It just wasn't working. I just didn't like it. I just felt like it was too much purple, maybe because this thing is huge, but I feel like purple, if you ask me, if you look at it, to me, purple dominates a lot. I could be wrong, but to me, purple dominates a lot. So instead of me doing the purple, I was like, huh. And this is how I kind of like figure out my color flow for the blanket, is I stack the colors on top of each other and I like rotate them until I figure out what I want. And so for this one, yeah, it looked better like this. And so essentially I put this, I have about 6 or 7 of these, I think. I don't know. I have to check. I have a lot of these. I only got 2 of these. So we are going to pray. But so far, I still have a big ball of those left. So these are more yardage as well. So this is like, I think these are like, these are 380 yards. And these are 269 yards. So that's a huge difference. So, you know, especially when knitting. Now, if I was crocheting, I'd be real scared because crocheting eats up a lot more yarn. But yeah, this is the color scheme. And so this is kind of, like I said, this is how I kind of figured it out. I kind of like rotated it around a lot. But this is how I figured out what I wanted for my blanket. And this is usually how I do it. I kind of just, you know, either look in the mirror, look on the camera, and figure out what it is that I want. So that's that. Those are the 2, those that I just went over are the 2 that I'm working on actively right now. I do have some other projects coming because my sister requested, my sister requested a blanket as well. So I'll be working on her blanket, even though her blanket's not bright colors like I prefer. She wants a black and brown blanket. No shade, sis. Those are just dull colors to me. But that's what she wants. You know what I mean? So, hey, that's what you request. That's what you get. So I'm not exactly like super excited about that blanket just because of the colors. I'm sorry, sis. But I am gonna get to it because I don't want to delay it. It already takes me forever and a day to knit a blanket. So, the next 2 bags, I'm gonna start with this bag here. So this bag, I really need to finish this blanket, and I should be ashamed of myself for not having any needle point protectors on it. But this blanket here, this blanket is my travel. That's why my bag looks beat up. This is my travel blanket bag, and basically these are 2 red heart colors together. This is 2 different colors. Let me show y'all the balls. Okay. Anyway, so as you can see, this is clearly this is 2 different skeins here. So I like to mix stuff together like this just to see what I come up with, and baby, it was worth it. Okay, tell me this is not absolutely beautiful. And it just puts me in the minds of like Lisa Frank, or I don't know. It's just, this is absolutely beautiful to me. I didn't even realize how beautiful it was until like I held it up and really looked at it. And so I'm gonna get you guys up close so you guys can see the color flow in this is beautiful. I am not exactly keeping track of like how many rows I'm doing of each color. I'm just like really freeballing this one. But as you can see, I usually stick to one side. For when I start a new color, I usually stick to the same side. This just helps me keep it in order. I am pretty much eyeballing it to see how it goes. So, once again, you know, I crochet the ends and the weaves anyway. I don't like weaving I don't like doing that. I just prefer to crochet the colors that I'm using around it. So I will be working on this. I do have some needle point protectors, so I will be getting that on this before this blanket slips off. But usually this blanket was in my car, but I need to finish it. It is just too pretty to not finish. So I'm going to get the other, hold on, I'm a little tangled up. I don't like to cake my yarn. I know some people love to cake their yarn, and I even gave away like a really nice cake winder. I hated it. It just didn't work for me. I continued to try over and over, and it just did not work for me. I double caked, I triple caked. I tried everything. There's no tubes to keep it in unless you keep like your paper towel rolls. Wouldn't recommend keeping your toilet paper rolls because that's been in your bathroom, but that's your business. But yeah, I just didn't like that. So for me, I like mine in a ball. So it is what it is. So anyway, that is pretty much it. This was my first kind of yarn tutorial thing. So we shall see what it looks like once I edit all of this. Put a couple jump cuts in there and we'll keep rolling. But thank you for watching. If you watched all the way to this end, feel free to suggest anything that you want to suggest. Just don't be rude about it. That's all I ask. Have a good one.